Our today's topic is quadratic equation. So first of all, we will see what is the quadratic equation. The equation which can be represented in the form of ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0 is termed as quadratic equation. Once again I am repeating the definition of quadratic equation. The equation which can be represented in the form of ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0 is termed as quadratic equation, where a, b and c are the real numbers, but the value of a is not equals to 0. The equation which can be represented in the form of ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0 is termed as quadratic equation, where a, b and c are the real numbers and the value of a is not equals to 0. A is the coefficient of x square, while b is the coefficient of x and c is the constant term here. Now the next topic is roots of the quadratic equation. Roots and zeros of the quadratic polynomials are same. So let us see, to find the roots or zeros of the quadratic polynomial or equation, we can use the formula x is equals to minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac divided by 2a. By using this formula, we can easily find out the roots or zeros of the quadratic equation. As we know, every quadratic equation has two roots. So let us see, the very first root can be represented with alpha. Alpha equals to minus b plus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. While beta will be equals to minus b minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Since I have written the formula x equals to minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a, this composed of two roots, plus and minus. So for alpha I have used plus, while for beta I have used negative sign. Now let us see the verification of quadratic formula. For that, first of all, we will consider a quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0, where a, b, c are the real numbers and a is not equals to 0. Now this equation can be written as ax square plus bx equals to minus c. After that, we will divide each term by a. So we are going to divide this very first term ax square by a, bx also by a, and minus c also by a. So let us see the resultant equation. This will be equals to x square plus b upon a into x equals to minus c upon a. After getting this equation, then we will add b upon 2a whole square both sides. So we can write here adding b upon 2a whole square both sides. Both sides. So here we can write x square plus b upon a into x plus we are going to add b upon 2a whole square equals to minus c upon a is there, where also we are adding b upon 2a whole square. Now let us see the resultant equation. Resultant equation will be x square plus b upon a into x plus b upon 2a whole square. This equation can be converted into the form of a plus b whole square. X square plus b upon a into x plus b upon 2a whole square can be represented in the form of a plus b whole square. Let us see how. Here we are having x square plus 2 into x into, then we can write here b upon 2a plus b upon 2a whole square. Let us see once again. X square, I have copied the same. Now on the place of b upon a into x, I have written 2 into x into b upon 2a. 2 and 2 both will cancel. So finally we are having b into x upon a. Here also b into x upon a. Same thing we are having. Now b upon 2a whole square, that will be as it is, equals to minus c upon a plus the square of b will be b square upon 4a square. Now here we can observe a square plus 2 into a into b plus b square. We can write here a plus b whole square equals to, now here we can find the LCM of a and 4a square. LCM will be 4a square. Here we can write minus 4ac plus b square is there, and here we are having 4a square. 4a square, 4 square both will cancel. Finally we are having b square. Or we can write here x plus b upon 2a whole square is equals to, we can rearrange them, b square minus 4ac upon 4a square. Then we can write x plus b upon 2a is equals to under root b square minus 4ac upon 4a square. Here we can write plus minus also. Whenever we are sending the square from one side to another side, then here we have to put positive and negative both the signs. So finally we can write here x plus b upon 2a equals to plus minus, here we can write b square minus 4ac divided by square root of 4 will be 2, square root of a square will be a. After that we have to send this term b upon 2a towards the right side. So x will be equals to minus b upon 2a plus minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Now we can find out the LCM here also. LCM will remain same, 2a. Now here we can write minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac. This is the value of x. So this is termed as quadratic formula. Means x equals to minus b plus minus under root b square minus 4ac upon 2a. Here b square minus 4ac is termed as discriminant. D equals to b square minus 4ac. Means D stands for discriminant. So D is equals to b square minus 4ac. So this is our verification of quadratic formula. Now the next topic is the roots of quadratic equation. Roots of quadratic equation. Roots of quadratic equation are divided into two different types. First type of root is termed as real root, real roots, while the other type of roots is termed as no real roots, no real roots, or we can say that imaginary roots also. So how to find out whether the given quadratic equation will have the real root or no real root? The roots of the quadratic equation depends upon the value of d, means discriminant. Just now I explained d equals to b square minus 4ac. We can find out the value of d by using the identity, by using the formula b square minus 4ac. If the value of d is either greater or equal to 0, then the roots of the quadratic equation will be real. If the value of d is less than 0, then the roots of the quadratic equation will be imaginary or it will have no real roots. Once again I am repeating, if the value of d is either greater than or equal to 0, then the given quadratic equation will have the real roots. If the value of d is less than 0, then the given quadratic equation will have no real roots. Now here I have written two things. D is either greater than or equals to 0. If d is greater than 0, if d is greater than 0, then the given quadratic equation will have real and unequal roots. Again I am repeating here. If the value of d is greater than 0, then the given quadratic equation will have real and unequal roots. But on the other hand, if the value of d is equals to 0, then the given quadratic equation will have real and equal roots. Once again, I am repeating these two terms. If value of d is greater than 0, then the given quadratic equation will have real and unequal roots. While if the value of d is equals to 0, then the given quadratic equation will have real and equal root. Now here, if the value of d is less than 0, then the given quadratic equation will not have real root. There are different ways to solve a quadratic polynomial or equation. We can solve the given quadratic equation by using the factorization method, or we can solve it by using the quadratic formula. But right now, I will discuss how to solve the given quadratic equation by completing the square method. So let us see, suppose I am taking the question x square minus 4x plus 1 equals to 0. Now we are going to solve this quadratic equation by using the completing the square method. So let us see how to solve it by using the completing the square method. First of all, we have to see the coefficient of x square. Here the coefficient of x square is 1. If suppose instead of 1 we are having some other number, suppose instead of 1 we are having 2, then the very first thing is that we must divide each term by 2. But right now we are not having any coefficient other than 1. I mean, we are having the coefficient equals to 1. That's why no need to divide any term by any number. So first of all, we will copy the same thing. X square will be as it is, minus 4x equals to minus 1. First of all, we have to set the constant term towards the right side. After that, we have to write the whole square of this term. We can write here whole square of this term. After that, whatever sign is there, we have to copy the same. If minus is there, then we have to copy minus. If plus is there, then we can copy the plus. After that, in each and every case, we have to write here 2. Whatever is here, we will not focus on that. We will always write here 2. After copying 2 here, then we have to write the next term, that is equals to x. After that, we have to think about the term which must be multiplied by these two terms to get the result equals to 4x. Once again, I am repeating here. After that, we have to take the next term which must be multiplied by these terms to get the product equals to 4x. So how to get this term? Simply divide this 4x by this 2x. 4x is divided by 2x. The result equals to 2. So we can write here 2. Now find the product of all these. This will be equals to 4x. 2 to the 4 into x. It will be equals to 4x equals to minus 1. After that, we will write the same thing. X square will be as it is, minus 2 into x into 2. Whatever we are getting here, we have to add the square of this term towards the LHS, and we have to add the square of the same term towards the RHS also. Here we got 2. In another question we may have 7 upon 9. In another question we may have 6 upon 7. Whatever we are having, same thing we have to add here. The square of the same term towards the LHS side and the square of the same term towards the RHS side also. Now here we can observe that a square minus 2 into a into b plus b square. So we can write here a minus b whole square equals to minus 1 will be as it is, plus square of 2 will be 4. So we can write here x minus 2 whole square equals to 3, or we can say x minus 2 equals to under root 3 plus minus under root 3. Because we are sending the square toward the right side, so we are write plus and minus both. After that, we can write here x minus 2 equals to plus under root 3, and second equation we can write x minus 2 equals to minus root 3. Since we are having two terms plus and minus root 3, so first of all we have to write here x minus 2 equals to plus root 3, then the second time we have to write x minus 2 equals to minus root 3. Now let us see the solution of this one. X will be as it is equals to plus root 3 is there. Now there we can write plus 2. So this is the very first root. Now we can solve this part also. X equals to minus root 3, and here we are having minus 2, so this can be written as plus 2. So this is the second root. First root is under root 3 plus 2, second root is minus root 3 plus 2. So this is the solution.